So tell me this, the pandemic and how it affected you in what you're doing and how, you take this. I mean, because to me, let me tell you, my thoughts on this whole thing is that it's bullshit. You know what I mean? For one, you know what I mean? It's a way of controlling people, just like we said. It's a way to see how easy it is to control. Okay, before we throw something else in the mix, let's see how easy it is to control these dumbass people. Okay. And it worked. It worked.
Yes. But here's the deal. For the awakened person, for me it was a blessing.
Oh yeah.
Here, let me tell you why. And I don't mean to sound, you know, like
Like you don't
insensitive.
care.
Yeah, so because I really do, because I have people that have passed on because of this pandemic. But for people like myself and like you, this is opportunity. And while we were going so much before the pandemic, we couldn't see what God really had for us. We really couldn't see. We were chasing it. We saw it, but we didn't know that you need to take a moment and sit back and listen to God and let the Spirit speak to you.
Ooh, girl, what did you say?
So for me, I can say that I have thrived. I have done better than I've like, listen, you've seen my path, you've seen me. But I think that this right here was the highlight of my career when it comes to doing what I do for my brand. And so to answer your question, I have not been affected in a negative way. If anything, it really set me down. It allowed me to really tap into myself and just really know that instead of you chasing and trying to, attach yourself with other people,
Let it come to you.
build yourself,
Yes.
take that time and look into everything that it is you wanted to do,
Right.
and just do it. And that's what I've done. Like,
Yeah. I see it. I mean, it's interesting when I watch you, when I see you doing, it's almost kind of like, I'm, one thing about me is that I have a very, very clear vision. You know what I mean?
uh-huh, uh-huh.
And I knew when I first sat down at the table with you, I knew that it was something that was going to happen, and it's just a matter of time. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
I,
Timing is everything. It
yeah,
is.
but I think so. It was a matter of time for me, in a sense.
Mm, mm,
I had
mm.
I had to go. I mean, in 3 years, 4 years ago, faced the divorce. Right after that, I was involved with the young man that you met when I came up there, and that totally was kind of like going toward the bullseye, but you off a little bit to the left.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Uh-huh.
so, you got to shake that one, and you have to realize that I was better by myself in it, and
See, let me say something to you. Here's the deal. We tend to feel like we need to help everybody else. You understand? We allow people to attach themselves to us mainly because we feel like, and we know that there is no I in team. There is no I in team because no one man became successful by himself. However, one man with a dream can be successful if he create a team to help push him. And one thing that we do is we don't believe in ourselves enough to feel like we can do this on our own. And that's where we were, which is why we attached ourselves to so many people. But we got to realize that everything we need is already within us, and everything that we have been seeking was also seeking us.
then what you want wants you more.
That's right. So that's what it is. What you're seeking is also seeking you. So, and when I got that concept, because I didn't grasp that concept, because I was like, how? How can it be seeking? But then in a spiritual sense, yes, if you could think it and you could speak it, guess what? Just go out and get it. Just go out and get it. And you're going to have distractions, and a lot of people come in form of distractions. And that's how the enemy works, because it will send you either people, it'll send you thoughts, and those thoughts sometimes are conflicting with what we believe in ourselves. And it throws you off because you're trying to figure it out. Like, why is this and why is that? But you got to just stay focused. You got to stay focused on the prize. And it's okay to let people go. Sometimes you have to declutter. Sometimes in order for you to get to that next step in your life, you got to let some things go. Imagine trying to climb a ladder with 20 pounds on each side. It's weighing you down, huh? Right? It's going to be hard for you to get there, right? But as you go, you're going to have to start taking some of that weight off. You got to start taking some of that weight off. And in order for you to continue to get to your goal, you gotta declutter. You got to get rid of the dead weight. And so most of the time, we ourselves are a victim of where we are in our circumstances, because we do not want to let go. Because some of the times the people that are revealed that we have to release is the hardest things, because when you love people, you don't want to believe that this person is a victim or trying to sabotage you. You know what I'm saying? Is a victim of your demise or whatever. You don't want to believe those things. And so that's why it's harder for a lot of people to really get to that next level in their lives. But once you realize that certain things were designed to distract you, and you understand that, listen, this is my legacy. This is my, purpose. This is my whatever. This is for me and me alone.
It's my dream.
It's not gonna be so bad when you have to let people go, especially when they start revealing themselves to you. A lot of times you ain't gonna have to do the cutting off. They're gonna cut themselves off, because your spirit is gonna be so strong that they're not gonna be able to operate around you, because they're off in their spirit. And that's real talk.
Now you must be in the mailbox.
Huh?
You must be in the mailbox.
Man, listen.
Mailbox. God, dog.
I had to go through some things though, man. I went through some rigorous things, and I'm telling you some things that, and I feel like, last year, like I said, I had a accident where I tore my ACL, MCL, and meniscus. And I think that was a design to sit me down so I can see, hey, listen, I want to bless you. I want to open up the floodgates for you, but you got a lot of mess going on. Right. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of mess. And for me, I'm like, oh no, I'm living. These are my friends. We pop in, and no, you gotta get rid of that. You find yourself living in the moment, and this right here on the other end, your legacy, you're letting it go in the essence because of the distraction. So you want to go out, you want to party, you want to do this, you want to do that. But when you come back home, you still got to work on your business. You got to work on what it is that you want to do that's going to lead you away from a 9-to-5. You know what I'm saying? That's going to put you closer to your purpose. And, so we could talk all day about this, but yeah, I had to go through a lot of things to get to where I'm at today. And I mean, if it wasn't for the pandemic, I would probably still doing the same things that I've been doing, Yeah. So it allowed me to sit back, and it allowed me to reevaluate a lot of the relationships, especially the selfish ones, because I'm very selfless. And one of my biggest problems also was I was expecting people to be like myself. You know what I'm saying? I would always hurt deeply if I was good to someone, and in turn, they turned around and hurt me. Wow. Right. And it's like, listen, you can't fault that person, because you have a mission. And in order for you to pass and go to the next level, you have to understand that. If this person hurt you, forgive them. You don't have to still hang out with them. You don't have to be around them, but don't let them make you be bitter, because that's going to block you. That's a blockage. So you just bid them farewell. You know who that person is. We can never be friends like that again. I can see you out in the street, be cordial. Hey, how you doing? But I know that that's as far as it goes, But before, I used to go, oh, I can't stand her. I'm not talking to her because she did this, she did that. She have to answer for that. You can't focus on that. You know what I'm saying? You
Then
can't
you live,
focus on.
that keeps your mind looking backwards, and as a lion, as a lioness, you
Mhm.
have to,
Mhm.
we don't look backwards. We hunt forward. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
it's always forward motion. What happens in
Yes.
the past is in the past, and then to get to your goal, you cannot think backwards. You got to think.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to really change you have to really go through a serious transition. And it starts with the mind because the mind is the source to everything. And that's what Satan dwells. He play on the mind because he knows that,
Mhm.
especially human, we're weak. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? We are weak. And that's why we are not perfect,
right, right. Well,
and it's good. Huh?
no, go ahead, go ahead. Finish you saying.
No,
Finish.
no, no. I was just saying, we're not perfect. And so once you can control, your thoughts and the things that, you do and how you react to certain things and how you respond to certain things, then you can move on to the next phase in your life. But until then, that's going to always be the blockage for you. And that was a serious blockage for me.
Yeah, and one thing about it is that everybody's not going where you're going.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Like now, I always have these visions, and I kind of see where when we met. I see you now, like it's like you went through a portal, and like we ended up in the same like stratosphere. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah. Time zone. We're in the time. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and it's weird.
Yeah.
And it's weird because it just feels like it's like in the last few days, it's like I see you in a like I'm in this world, and then boom, Tori shows up in this world. I'm like, oh, okay. Ah, I get, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and the crazy thing is, I met you through the other gentleman because I knew him first,
Yeah.
and I don't talk to him. I haven't seen him, and I don't know how long. Like I don't even know if he's okay or whatever.
Yeah, he's okay. I
But
mean,
you and I stay connected.
yeah, I had to go through some things with him, and I beat him well, and hopefully he's well. I think he's married again now,
Hmm.
and hopefully he's
Hmm.
doing fine. Uh,
Hmm.
but it's a crazy, crazy story that I was like, I
Hmm.
can't be a part of that. I cannot.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's
yeah,
not part of my makeup, and
yeah,
whatever that is, I'm not going to allow that to dictate me and who I am because I don't agree with that. I just don't
yeah,
agree. It's not how I live my life as a king. And our
yeah.
group is called Two Official Kings, and that's not king stuff. So it's not really two official
You
kings.
said
I
it's
made
not
you a king.
key stuff.
I was
I love
I
it.
know I'm a king. So look, and I don't know, but what you doing ain't kingy, kingy.
You said it.
You
I
know.
can't. He said it ain't kingish.
So
I can't.
that mean it ain't two official king. That mean it's one king and somebody else. You know what I mean?
Okay, and that's somebody else I ain't even trying to get to know. I know that's
No,
right. I know
no.
that as well. Well, I'm happy that you saw that for your own legacy's sake. You know what I'm saying? Because look at you, baby.
I,
Look at you,
I appreciate
Mr. Victoryville of Vegas.
it. That is funny.
And I'm so proud of you, man.
Oh,
But so yeah, that's it in a nutshell with me in the pandemic
no,
and
it's not.
how
No.
thriving.
Oh, I'm about to say it ain't a nutshell because I got another question I want to ask because I'm seeing a great woman right here, and I've been noticing. I noticed a great one. I knew you're a great woman when I met you, but I see a status on your status on Facebook. It say single, and I'm trying to wonder. I mean, it can't be an issue. It can't be a problem. It must be a problem with the men because it can't be a problem because I mean, or it must
No,
not be.
I don't have a shortage in that.
No, I'm sure.
But I'm focused, right? And I've dated for a period of, without telling my age, I've dated for a period of 20 years consecutively, three different relationships. But from one was 9.5 years. A month after that, out of that relationship, I got into another one, which lasted 5.5 years. Got out of that relationship, moved to Texas, and all of them were relocations. Okay. So I was in LA. I was in LA. And when I got out of that relationship, the guy that I was dating was living on the East Coast. So I ended up moving on the East Coast. And when I got out of that relationship, I moved here to Texas because family was here. And then I met my daughter's father almost like what the first well, no, I would say we met January of 2010, and I moved here in November of 2009. So 2 months, met him, and we were together for 5.5 years, had a beautiful daughter. We're no longer together, but within that time, I had to do a lot of finding myself. Okay. So I was like, okay, you dated over a period of 20 years. And I realized that I was really living for everybody else and not Tori. And so I've been single for almost 6 years. I did, go on the dating scene and everything. But to me, it's a whole lot more than just finding something that satisfies my flesh. I'm looking for more than that. And of course, that means a lot. You want to be attracted to whomever you're with, but once that attraction is gone, what's left, right? So, and then on top of that, I have a daughter who now, I would not expect a man to come in and, do the things that a father should do, because true enough, that's not their kid. So I don't want to have to put nobody in a position to do that, because at the end of the day, I'm not dealing with no half-assness. And so if there's someone out there for me, I believe that he will find me. But I am awakened enough to know and to decipher if that man's after my flesh, or if he's after my spiritual. So what I'm looking for mainly is a spiritual connection where we can have a great partnership.
For sure.
And I just haven't found it. I mean, I have options, true enough. And then at the same time, I'm focused. And I've, in my past relationships.
We could talk that.
Let me say this. I gotta say this. Okay. In my past relationships, this right here, it was never really like, nobody ever really helped me and pushed that and encouraged me. In fact, what they would do is try to, water me down and make me, be a 9-to-5 chick. And I'm like, that's not who I am. Like, the right guy for me, he's going to see this and he's going to propel that. He's going to cultivate that.
He's going to take and push you over the top, baby.
Absolutely. And so for me, it's like right now, I'm doing great. I'm doing this with no handout, no loans, no investors. This is pure grind, pure hustle, pure saving, and knowing how to pour back into my business, sacrificing a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm sacrificing a lot, because the old me would have been like, I'm going to get me a Gucci bag. I'm going to get me this, I'm going to drive this car. I'm going to stay in it, live above my means. But now it's like, listen, this is all about my legacy now. And so for me, it's like, if I go ahead and do this, it's going to be a lot harder for me to, for a man to come in, because now I've created this all on my own now. So what can you do to help me take this to the next level type thing?
Well, you can run into a man that had the fire. You can be the rocket ship and he got the fire. And when he light that fire, you just go bam.
That's right. Go into orbit. And listen, baby, the man, the king that steps up to that, baby, we gonna live. We gonna, like, I am a serious, like, I am a real, you know how they say men are chivalrous?
Yeah.
If you will. I'm the type, like my sister and I, case in point, we went to the mall yesterday and this lady came with this cologne and she sprayed it on us, but it was a man's cologne. And she sprayed it on a little tester. And I said, no, spray it on me, because this is a trick. I'm telling you my secrets. But I mix women cologne with men cologne, so it gives off a distinctive scent, right? So I smelled, and then I'm like, oh, this smells so good. I said, damn, if I only had a man, I would buy it for him. Those things like that, because that's who I am. And I miss it. I miss it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same token, I've already, did for people who didn't return and, do the same in return. And it made me feel away. So that's why I say I used to hurt and people. My biggest issue in the past was expecting people to be like me. So I want and need for someone to already be in alignment with me. That way, nobody's feeling used. Nobody's feeling like, this isn't right, because I'm giving and giving and giving, and they just taking and taking and taking, and there's no reciprocation. So yeah, but I think I'm ready for a relationship, but not just any relationship, you know. And then I have my daughter on the other hand that's like, when are we gonna get a stepdaddy? Because you know, she wants that.
Good. That's
She
good.
wants that. And the questions are getting deeper and deeper. And I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
we gotta find somebody that's gonna love us. You know what I'm saying? We gotta find somebody that's gonna protect us. And you know, and she's 8 years old. You know, it went from God is gonna bless you with a husband and he's gonna be a great daddy to me, to oh, when am I gonna get a stepdaddy?
Ooh, wait,
You
stop
know,
it.
so I try to talk to her and get her to understand. Listen, we're gonna get that. It's gonna come to us, but you know, right now we good. You know, we travel together. My baby's been out of the country with mommy. Well, she's been out of the U.S., if you will. But we went to Mexico, so that's still within the bordering of U.S., but it's still
It's good.
another what do you call that? It's not another country. Is it a country?
Yeah.
What is it? You gotta edit this out.
It's a country. You good.
Okay, so
Across
she's
the
been
border.
out of the country with me. You know what I'm saying? And
That's
she's
the
been to
first step.
several states. So
That's the first step. That's the first step. And that's good when you do that to your children. You give them that first step, and then it allows them to do even more. Their life is going to add up to doing even more. So you got to constantly, I have sons, you know what I mean? And I have nothing
yeah,
but boys. And
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not, I don't want to get into my full story, but I'm not even able to see my kids, but we talk all the time. Okay. And
yeah,
I believe that the woman that God has for me is going to be very instrumental in me getting my sons back in my life.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, and
Absolutely.
we'll sidebar the conversation, but
Okay,
I mean, you know,
okay.
I really appreciate you saying what you said. You know, I guess that was my final question. Let's do this. Let's talk about your social media and how they get in touch with you and all this, that, and the other.
Okay. So you can find me on Facebook and Instagram. I do not have a Twitter. And it's Tori Cage on Facebook, TORICAGE. And on Instagram, it's Tori_Cage. And then you can follow my business page. Also, it's Why Envy But Brand on Instagram. And just follow me. I got a lot of stuff going on. I got a lot of things coming up right now. I have on the 19th a motivational pop-up with a purpose, a traveling motivational pop-up with a purpose. And the purpose is really pouring into those that come into the event, because those people, they tend to wonder how our lives get to be the way it is, and they think that we had a walk, you know, a silver spoon in our mouth and it was a walk in the park, when in actuality we've been through some things. We've been through, you know, damn near homeless, living in hotels, you know what I'm saying? But we've been through some things, but we persevered, we overcame those things. And so I want to be able to inspire the next person to come in that's so inspired by me. I want to just let them know that, listen, don't give up and don't think that you're wrote off, because it's not the case. You just have to really recondition your mind, reprogram your mind, and understand that if it's able to be done, then you too can do it. And all it takes is somebody really just showing people that, you know, I wasn't born with a silver spoon. I come from the ninth ward, baby, the projects. Okay. But this young girl decided at a very young age that she did not want to be a victim of her circumstances, of her environment. And I decided I wanted to do something very early in my life. And I spoke that in my life. And then I did that. And I've been doing that all my life. So Motivate Her, December 19th. I'm actually putting together a tour for that. You know, and it's a beautiful thing. And then I have a Cinderella True Story. That is my nonprofit, where I mentor young ladies and, you know, really transform their lives during their prom. So yeah.
Well, you know, it's interesting because I mean, I had an event here. There's an event that I'm invited to go to on the 19th here in Vegas. But I went to sleep last night and I woke up and the Spirit of God told me that I'm supposed to help you.
You need to be in New Orleans, baby. That's what you got to do. That's what you need to do. That's what
Yeah.
you need
It's
to
so
do.
crazy because I just told my friend, I said, look, this person that's having this event here, they really don't support me. I come on their live and they don't even say hello to me when I pop up on their live. They say,
so now that you bring in victory to the Ville, now they want your presence. Don't do it, baby. Save you for you.
Come on now. So I'm gonna obey God. I'm gonna work myself. We'll figure that out and get down to New Orleans. And
it would be beautiful. It would be a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I gotta go Houston to see my mama. So
your mama's where? Where's your mama?
My mama in Houston.
Oh, she's in Houston. So you're gonna have to go to Houston first and then make your way to New Orleans, which is a few hours, right?
5 hours. So I said it's 5 hours, but we'll figure it out. It's all good. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I would love to see you and, feel that energy and all that good stuff and, give you a hug because you look like you need some love.
Yes, indeed. Well, I tell you, I guess I don't know if you want to interview me now and ask me questions.
Well, I mean, I just want to know what you've been doing. What you change your eating habit? What you look great. Like, what you got some Botox? What you got a face job or something? Because you look like you done reversed your time. I'm joking, but you do look great.
Thank you. I mean, I changed. I started dancing a lot more. Because I feel like I went to Houston last year, and I purposely went to Houston and worked my ass off to record with one particular person who's a Grammy Award winning engineer. And I went down there and I recorded 26 songs with him. But I now have a total of 56 songs that I recorded.
Oh, so you have a catalog.
Yeah. And I got some great music, and it's so crazy because I left Vegas to do that because I saw everybody here in Vegas imitating. And I said, I ain't never been an imitator. I've been number one on the charts already, this, that, and the other. I ain't never going to do that. So I went to Houston and I said, I'm going to go back to Vegas because they really like me. I thought they really liked me. But they only like the imitators. You know what I mean? So I came here and I found somebody that allowed me to do my originals every Monday night. And I did a series about 8 weeks straight. But every other event that they didn't let me do anything, I would take my camera. And so, you know what, in their mind, they was like, oh, he's videotaping. And some people even started shutting me down, bringing my camera. But what I was doing, I was playing like I was playing football. I'm taping the competition. I'm taping them and I'm getting them on tape, but they also coming at me like, oh, I want some of the footage. So I'm connecting with people and I'm taping them, but I'm watching how y'all do things around here.
Yeah, and you notice that that's not organic. That's not authentic. You guys are cloning.
So when
of course they're gonna fear somebody that's an original. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna fear that because it's different.
And it's been that way ever since I got here, but God told me to plant myself in Vegas like a pillar. And I got, plant yourself in Vegas like a pillar and watch what I do. And he told me, because, I do children's entertainment really strong. I love kids.
I remember. And I think, you know what, though? I really think you should really do that. I really think you should keep that going.
Well, I know that
we'll talk more about that. I'm gonna tell you about my vision for you. I'll tell you, and you better listen to me because I'm a visionary. And everybody that listens to me, they like, come on, man.
I see.
Okay, I got something for you. I got a nugget to drop for you.
I see very clearly. I really do. Like I said, I see clearly, and like I said, we'll figure the sidebar out on the conversation. But I back to what you asked me. I started dancing a lot, because I know what's ahead of me. I know I'm very clear on what's ahead of me. And then, it's so crazy because tonight starts the band rehearsal. I got some of the best instrumentalists, keyboard, bass, drum. They all gonna be in here tonight. I have a compound here. It's a crazy story because on the 17th of last month, I was working for another company and I got evicted. They got evicted out of their place and I was there.
Yes.
The coldest one is that I was there when the police came and nobody else was there. So I'm there with the police. And nobody knows this story. Nobody, they can call me whatever they want to call me because I made a decision that, listen, I made a decision that they wasn't happy with. And what a decision I made was the money that was in my bank account that I retracted from the rent that was already paid. I took it back because I was like, I'm not gonna let these people kick us out, and I don't have the money to go where next
to do something else. Yeah.
I told
absolutely.
them, I told the people I got the money back. So immediately they're thinking that they actually have access to half of the money. And I'm like, no, if I give you half of this money, that means they only give me a certain amount of time to stay in a hotel. That ain't gonna happen. But 2 days prior to that, I filled out the application for this building and got approved.
Here you go, look at God.
Yeah, I mean, it's a corporate building with a loft on top, and we all came and saw it, but they frowned on it. They frowned on it 2 days. They're 2 days ahead. I said, I mean, Phyllis, I called a lady, negotiated the deal. Boom, boom, boom. That night, the same day, the same morning, I got evicted out, and I told that police officer, I don't care what you gonna do. But right now, just like you need that uniform to do your business, I need to get all this equipment out here, and you're gonna stand right there and watch me pack all my stuff.
That part. You better tell them. That way nobody say you took nothing that was not yours.
Absolutely. I packed up all my computers, and I still got stuff over there because I can't get it out until a certain date. But I got all pertinent stuff, and that night I was, in the middle of me leaving that place, and the time I got the key at 7 o'clock at night, they went on Facebook and called me thief, all kind of names. They showed my.
And you know what though, baby? You know what though? You know what?
Hey, now listen, I'm gonna tell you what. That night I had the key and I was staying at the Stratosphere, and they look at that. While they was in their car talking about we ain't got no place to stay, and you took money from us. I said, listen, y'all, wait up. I had a whole compound, and I had the keys to a hotel that night, and y'all got on Facebook and started talking bad. I told the man it was not him, it was this girl. I said, ain't no way, because you got bedroom talk with her. I said, look, ain't no way I'm gonna allow. I love you, bro, but I'm not gonna. You couldn't stop your girl from bad mouthing the person, the brain operation, and you couldn't just say stop. And I told you I was praying about it and let me handle it. But y'all went on Facebook on a public forum and told people, yes, it tried to diminish my character in front of everybody. And I was sitting up in a hotel room with a bed that was still made up that I had planned on help you, and the keys to a facility that ain't nobody even been in till today, when I got a full team coming in today. It's the first day. Yesterday, last night, we planned it, and today is the first day of rehearsal. And it's the first time in 2 weeks that I've had people I've even thought about it. I asked God to let the building speak to me, tell me what it wants to be, because it used to be a doctor's office, and it's now about to be Victoryville, Las Vegas, and we about to have 3 studio rooms up in here. I'm in the upper room right now, and I'm the man upstairs. I promise.
All right, already. I'm proud of you. Proud of you, and you're gonna go so much further. And I just want to say to you, just keep going.
Thank you.
Keep going. Don't stop, because everybody that's showing you who they are, those people, the guy and the girl, they weren't supposed to be a part of this chapter. Oopsie. So be grateful that even happened, because guess what? Even once this thing take off, it's not a matter of if, but once it does, you have something that you can always revert back to. Because trust me, it's gonna get worse now, because now you are not having to worry. They probably scrambling, trying to figure out what they're gonna do now. You don't have to worry. And so once they see you thriving, it's gonna be all kind of other things thrown at you. But the good thing is, you know who you are. You know who you are, and they can tell anybody anything. But when it all boils down to it, you can always go to their Facebook page, and you're gonna see why. On this day, at this time, look at that video, and this is why I don't deal with these people. So I didn't X them out of my life. They X themselves out of my life. And that's a good thing. You don't need that. You don't need nobody that's going to be, you know, your friend halfway. You don't want that.
Nope.
You don't want that. So it's all
Yeah.
good. I mean,
You know, and it's funny because in the whole process, that's when I started changing everything. I started changing my eating habits. I went to the gym every day for,
now
straight.
you look really good. You look really good.
I ain't
You
finished.
do.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
You
it.
do. You do. You know, and that's in, you know, you look good.
Thank you.
And I'm proud of you, and I'm good to see that you're happy. I'm glad to see that you're healthy. I'm glad to see that you're still thriving. I'm glad to see this.
Wow. Well, I appreciate that. So that's my little
Yeah.
story. And
No, I mean, that's a big story. You need to, you know, come on my podcast.
I will. I promise. Soon and very soon.
Okay. I will. I will.
I'm gonna stop recording here because I really want to edit this down and edit it right. I appreciate you coming on my show.
Yes, thank you.
And I
Thank you
want
for having me. Thank you for
everybody
having
to
me. Make
know.
sure y'all follow me. Make sure you go to my website and shop. Get your girl something, get something. You know, if it's a lady, go get you something. I'm not gonna stand all the way up because I don't want to put my, you know.
I hope.
Yep. I want to go up some. There you go. Go shop, ladies. Get you an outfit or two.
Yeah.
So this goes all the way up. I kind of put it down because I didn't want to be, you know, like I'm in the dead of heat or something, but this zips all the way up. But I got a lot of cool stuff, sexy things. I got some stuff that's about to hit the website again. You know, like I said, follow the movement, motivate her. You can follow that on Instagram as well. I forgot to plug that. But yeah.
Well, thank you, Miss Tori Cage, for jumping
Thank
on
you
here
for
with
having
me. I appreciate it. We're gonna make sure the whole world knows about you, YNV, your nonprofit, and everything that I can do to support you to take you over the top. I promise you got it from me. This king
I
ain't gonna never,
promise.
this
And I
king.
promise you have my support as well.
All right. Thank you, Queen. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you. Have a good one.
All right.